We're going to buy American. We're going to buy American. Folks, so trade rules. Buy America has been the law since 1933. Also caps and won't even go into effect until 2025. And by the way, that law was written and the benefit expires in 2025. New electric grids that are able to weather major storms and not prevent those forest fires.
Joe Biden's so trash. All right, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit the like button. Hit the like. I know I say like and subscribe, but people get used to that. Hit the like button, do a comment. It pushes in the algorithm. Let's talk about Joe Biden. I'm trying to give you guys the fairest observation that I could possibly give. When I watched it, I was shocked he didn't die halfway through the speech. I'm going to be honest. God is my witness. I thought he was going to die halfway through the speech or pass out or have a stroke or something. So I would give it to him that I'm shocked that he made it through that whole speech. A few things that I noticed, and I heard somebody talk about this, so I'm not going to take the credit for it. Of course, it's strategic. They talk about the things that he's polling well on at the beginning of the State of the Union address because most people tune out to it halfway through it or more than halfway through it. I think they only watch about 15 minutes of it. So, of course, strategically, that's what he said. All the things that he claimed is an accomplishment or that he's polling well on. Overall, I think he looked old, frail, and you couldn't even imagine that he's actually running the country as a cognitive adult. He seems to be like he's losing it. And if you noticed, he can still read. So when he's reading the teleprompter, I think that's the only way it goes smooth. When he gets off the teleprompter, it get weird. He starts saying stuff he ain't supposed to be saying. Kamala Harris look like she about to pass out back there. And it just sound like rubbish. His speech is not well. He's stumbling over his words. I don't know if his dentures got loose halfway through the speech, but he's. If you had to translate, if you had a AI translate what he was saying, it would get a lot of stuff wrong because he didn't even speak complete words. He didn't even utter complete words in finished sentences. The dude is horrible. And then he lied about. I would argue about 60% of the things he said was a complete lie. And, of course, the Democrats are cheering him on because this is their campaign strategy. This is their campaign because he ain't finna get out there and debate Trump. So they have to do a campaign push. But I'm going to play a few highlights for everybody that didn't watch it. You don't need to watch nothing else. This will be sufficient. I'm going to play the highlights, and I'm going to finish my commentary. Roll the clip. This video is brought to you by PDS Debt, Ladies and gentlemen, I ain't going to lie. I got favoritisms. And the PDS Debt is one of my favorite sponsors, ladies and gentlemen. I've been just like any one of you guys dealing with debt, whether it's credit card debt, whether it's loan debt, whether you're in collections, whether you got medical bills. I've been there, done that. And the best thing that you can do is to get that stuff consolidated to be able to make some payments to get yourself out of debt. If you don't have good credit and you got a bunch of debt lingering over your head, you cannot live free. So PDS Debt can help you tremendously. And one thing that can help you be real sure that you're qualified is that you're making monthly payments on all of your credit debt and it's going nowhere and you're just paying interest, you need PDS Debt. PDS Debt works to consolidate your debt down to one monthly payment. Also, if you have $10,000 worth of debt, you are eligible. Everyone with $10,000 or more in eligible debt, you are eligible to work with PDS. Also, there's no minimal credit score. Whether you have bad credit or fair credit, it doesn't matter. They can still help you out. You can save thousands on not paying them interest fees and all of the associated things that they trick you on when it comes to debt. You can avoid all of that. You can pay your debt off in a fraction of time. Y'all need to work with PDS.com. PDS.com/Tatum. PDS.com/Tatum. Get out of debt today. Like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell so you get notification anytime I go live, make a video. Make sure you still subscribe to this channel, like this video, comment this video, share this video. Let's get into this. Look at these old it's 700 years of people in this room. 700 just walking out the thing with him. He 80. Schumer gotta be 70 something. We already over 100 years in two people. Dang, y'all need to retire, bro. How y'all still in y'all still in the government? That was Marjorie Taylor Greene giving him a pen from Laken Riley. Laken Riley, okay?
It's not about him. It's not about me. I'd be a winner. Not really.
So this goes back to what she just gave him, a pen from Laken Riley, the young lady that was murdered by that illegal alien that should have been deported a long time ago. Now look at what this fool do. Look at it. Watch it.
Lincoln Riley.
I ain't trying to laugh, bro, but god dang. This fool said Lincoln Riley. Lincoln Riley is the head football coach. Lincoln Riley is not the young lady that got murdered. It's Laken. Now, I can read it from here. It says Laken Riley. It's not Lincoln Riley, bro. You didn't said the girl name. First of all, he don't even know who this person is. That's why he said her name wrong. Insane to me.
An innocent young woman who was killed.
Well, he know that part.
By an illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands?
Look at this broad. She seen a ghost back there when he said illegal alien. Look at that. Look at her. Her soul left. Her soul departed from her. Because she saw the whole election coming crashing down. Listen, look at her.
By an illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I said.
What did he say? How many thousands of people been killed by illegals? Is that what he said? Is he trying to say there ain't been a lot of people killed by illegals, or he's saying that thousands of people have been killed by illegals? Listen.
Thousands of people being killed by illegals. By an illegal. That's right. But how many of thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand. But look, if we change the dynamic at the border, people pay these smugglers $8,000 to get across the border because they know if they get by and let into the country, it's 6 to 8 years before they have a hearing. And it's worth taking the chance of the $8,000. But if it's only 6 weeks, the idea is it's highly unlikely that people will pay that money and come all that way, knowing that they'll be able to be kicked out quickly. History is watching, just like history watched 3 years ago on January 6th, when insurrectionists stormed this very Capitol and placed a dagger to the throat of American democracy. Many of you are here on that darkest of days.
Darkest of days.
We all saw with our own eyes the insurrectionists were not patriots. They'd come to stop the peaceful transfer of power, to overturn the will of the people. January 6th lies about the 2020 election and the plots to steal the election posed a gravest threat to U.S. democracy since the Civil War. But they failed.
Since the Civil War, it posed the biggest threat since the Civil War. That is the most insane thing I ever heard in my life. Listen to me when I tell you, hundreds of thousands of people died fighting in the Civil War. People died. That was a war fought with soldiers on the battleground. And the next biggest threat to our democracy is some people going and protesting in the Capitol and one of them getting killed. And then they voluntarily left the Capitol building, interfered with nothing. They finished the vote the same day. Second big.
America stood. And with all due respect, justices, women are not without electoral power. Electoral or political power. You're about to realize just how much you're right about that.
What did he say? You're about to realize how much is learned. It sounds like my drunk.
Electoral or political power. You're about to realize just how much you're right about that.
Now, threatening the Supreme Court justice is what I heard him say. He's saying that the Supreme Court justice got it wrong. that they were wrong for overturning Roe v. Wade and leaving it up to the states. Let me just say this. This is just a quick synopsis. We didn't get hardly any of the clips we didn't get most of the clips that were in there, but we got enough for you to see what's going on here. Joe Biden did not perform well. I think it is clear to me, the conservative people, that he's a complete failure. He talked about electric cars and clean energy and all of this stuff. The biggest thing that made me mad was the taxes.
There are 1,000 billionaires in America. You know what the average federal tax is for those billionaires? No. They're making great sacrifices, 8.2%. That's far less than the vast majority of Americans pay. No billionaire should pay a lower federal tax rate than a teacher, a sanitation worker, or a nurse.
The man sat up there and said, we're going to make the companies pay their fair share. We're going to make big companies pay taxes, more taxes, fair share. First of all, can we determine what fair share is? And there's a lot of things that Biden gets into that just is irrelevant and it doesn't make sense. Fair share, if a billionaire pays 10% in taxes, if they made $1 billion, they pay 10% in taxes. That's over $100 million in taxes. $100 million. If a billionaire pay $100 million, man, people don't, their family, generations after generations haven't paid that many taxes, and they never will. People be paying like $4,000 a year in taxes. 4,000. Okay, let's do 1 million people. Hold on, that's my math ain't right, because that's gonna be a lot of people. Let me just do some quick math real quick, because I want to know how many people can amount to one billionaire. Let's see, if you pay the average person, let's say they paid $4,000 in taxes. Let's say if there was, how many people? 50,000 people. It'll take 50,000 people to pay $200 million. 50,000 people. If somebody like Elon Musk, who I think he drew $50 million out of, $50 billion out of his, he cashed out. He had to pay probably 37% of that in capital gains tax, which was billions of dollars in taxes. If we just add another zero to that, that'll be $2 billion. So 500,000 people would end up paying $2 billion in taxes. Elon Musk alone probably paid enough for 1 million people's taxes. If we all pay 10%, it's insane to me how we even make that position. And I'll say this too. They go, businesses pay less in taxes, less percent in taxes than what the average person. I want to tell y'all real quick how that's a lie. That's disingenuous. I have a business and we bring in a lot of money, but we don't pay taxes on everything we bring in because we also have something called expenses. You have your gross income, which could be millions of dollars, and you have your expenses, business expenses, which could be millions of dollars. And then the difference between your gross and your profit is what you pay taxes on. You don't pay taxes on your gross because you do have a net. I hope I said that right. Your gross and your net are the two things. So you may make $5 million of gross, and dumb politicians will try to tell you you should be paying taxes on $5 million. No, because you had $4 million in expenses to operate your business. So you're netting $1 million, and then you may pay taxes on that $1 million. But these people, they'll lie to you because it sounds good to you. It's not true. It's not honest. They're not being fair about it. If they really wanted people to pay their fair share, they'll make 10% tax across the entire board. What would that do? People are more likely, Thomas Sowell expressed this many a times, people are more likely to pay taxes when the taxes seem fair and reasonable. If somebody said, you need to pay me 37% of what you bring in, people are going to find every loophole known to earth to not pay that many taxes. If you say, hey, just give me 5% in taxes of what you make a year, people, 5% ain't nothing. Boom, take that. 37%, 40, 45%, that's federal. You got to think about state tax. In California, people are paying half of their salary in taxes. make the millionaires pay their fair share. What do? Millionaires go buy a house in LA, but they live somewhere else. They just got to live half, and who's monitoring that, to be honest? They just got to live a half of the year in some other state. And therefore, they don't have to pay taxes to California. Or they say, look, I bought in California and I don't want to be here no more because the tax too high. Sell, I move. Rent this, move. Move my business. Now California trying to have an exit tax. So when you move out, you got to pay taxes to move out of California. It's insane. Anyway, I think I didn't say enough. There's so much more I need to say. I'm going to talk about it on the radio because I'm probably going to talk about the entire show to break down every single point. But generally speaking, I think he did a terrible job. Joe Biden is a terrible president. And Donald Trump should sweep him under the rug come this election if they do the right thing. I'll see you on the next one. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you enjoy my content, I guarantee you will enjoy Tatum Plus, brand new platform that we just launched, exclusive content, behind the scenes of speaking engagements, all the stuff you can't see on all of my social media platforms. We'll always have free content, but the extra stuff for people that really love my content will be on Tatum Plus. So go join Tatum Plus today.